Pull up a stool and pour yourself a pint as you're about to join three intrepid drinkers, Kevin, Justin, and Mark, as they embark on another Beertastic voyage.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beertastic Voyage. My name is Kevin.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Justin, and everything is right with the world now.
There we go.
Yes.
I tried to make it better for you. Today, we are drinking beer from Troegs Brewing Company out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And this is a submission from our quality control expert, Gregg Kelley.
Yes.
Who is always the first in line to make sure that all of our...
If something has gone wrong, Greg will let us know.
He lets us know if anything goes awry in our podcast. So thank you, Greg.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
Thus far, he has yet to show up outside Justin's bedroom window.
No.
Which is
I haven't noticed any flames or pitchforks, so I appreciate that, Greg.
But he's got us three small cork and cage bottles, which are all, at least two of them are Belgian styles. I think the sour is probably going to be a pretty Belgian-esque beer as well.
Yeah, I would imagine.
That I'm really looking forward to trying, because Belgians are usually a style that we enjoy.
Yes,
Indeed.
and oddly enough, Greg does not.
Yeah, and I know we've been sitting on this one for a while, but we're getting to
They
it.
got lost in the bottom of the fridge.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny part was I had texted it. I forget when, but we were talking about what to record at some point, and I was like, I think we have Troegs, and Mark's like, we do.
Yeah.
It was actually a question.
I literally forgot that they were in there.
Yeah. And they've been in Mark's fridge the whole time. It's not like
Yeah.
they were in one fridge and they got transferred to another fridge.
No.
No, they literally got lost in the fridge.
Right. So
That's it. Hashtag beer problems.
Yeah, right.
when you know you have too much beer, when this is happening.
When 3 corked and cage bottles go missing.
Exactly.
Or unnoticed.
So this first one that we're going with is a triple. We're going to start off with, right? And this is called La Grave, the Grave. It's bottle conditioned. It's a hazy gold Abbey Ale that comes in at 8% ABV.
Well, it's been cold in my fridge for several months now, so it's pretty close to
Yeah,
crystal clear.
Yeah, that's pretty yeah.
We cold crashed it in Mark's fridge.
Yeah, I got the last pour of it, so mine
All right,
mine
yeah,
is indeed
you've got some cloudiness.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah. That's fucked up. Look at how different that
I
is.
know.
And I'm in the middle there because I poured it second. I really is. Wow, that spectrum is really crazy. That's nuts.
You have like a brilliant, like, deep gold triple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It comes in
And
at
I-
8% ABV.
And I have
31
something out of
IBU.
Hill Farmstead Brewery.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not quite as milkshake as my Lichtensteiner.
Yeah.
No, so this is interesting, and it says on the bottle, it says, named after our fave French backcountry ski town, La Grave's secondary bottle fermentation adds complexity and produces a rocky head, releasing aromas of crusty bread and earthy spices. Our triple golden ale carves out ripe pear, straw, and black pepper flavors with a dry champagne finish.
That is more accurate than I could do.
And just in a nutshell, just trying to scan their timeline of
Yeah.
events on their website. The brewery is, founded by brothers Chris and John Trogner, and apparently Troegs is a combination of their last name and the Flemish word for pub.
Okay.
And so they started in 1996, and things have happened since then.
They started.
There's a lot. Look, when you go into their about page, there is a lot of information here.
Well, yeah, like I was just going to say before I realized we were really going to gloss over it.
Most breweries, you get shit
Yeah.
if you get anything.
Exactly.
They're the opposite.
You were like, I made
The
a joke.
timeline starts in 1978.
Right, that's what I was going to say. The joke, you said there was a lot. I'm like, yeah, this timeline probably starts in like 1972. You looked up, you were like, nah, 78. I'm like, wow.
We go from 1978 to 1992 to 95 to 96.
6 minutes
1994,
later.
John Troeg had a beer.
Right.
Moving on.
I'm a fan of Troegs though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they make a lot of good beers. Their Troganator is one of my favorite out of the box.
Mad Elf.
The Mad
Mad
Elf
Elf
is always
was
a
very
good one.
good. What is
I don't know.
Drawn a blank? Their summer seasonal is really good too.
Yeah. They tend to be in roughly in the Belgian style for a lot of their beers. I'm sure that they stray from that and go outside of it. But the ones that I'm familiar with tend to be in that vein. And I'm a big fan of that style. This triple is a very, very classic
Sunshine
triple.
Pills.
There you go.
Yeah, that's. I think
I remember that. This is a very classic triple.
Yeah, the aroma on it just screams like, "Hey, Belgian style, woo!"
Yeah, at the same time though, it's not a phenol bomb.
No, it's not at all.
No, it's very estery. It doesn't have many phenolics at all.
And what I like is, especially on the aroma, typically you'll get the yeast on the aroma, but I even get the that bread crust malt aroma, which really sets up how it tastes very well.
I agree. It's tasty. I like the triple. Triple's a style that I'll usually at least try. You know, it may not always be my favorite, but it's definitely one that I go, yes. If I see that on the board, I usually add that to my flight. And this one's really tasty. I like it. It's not overwhelming in any category, but it's definitely present in every category. If that makes sense.
It checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
It really is like. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should add this to the list of.
Classic examples.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it could definitely be a commercial example of the triple.
Yeah, it and what is it, 8% or
8?
More than 8?
8% even is what it says on the bottle.
Yeah, that doesn't taste like it at all.
No,
that's the biggest line in the guidelines. Like, I mean, I made a couple different triples, and the biggest thing is it needs to be high ABV, but not taste like it.
Right.
Yeah.
And this definitely does not.
No, this hits it. You know, the color described itself as hazy gold, and I think that's a perfect color descriptor.
Unless you get the first pour.
Yeah, in which case it was crystal clear gold.
Yeah, and oddly enough, it's funny they say it should be hazy because, like, classic example-wise, like, that glass, that's it. Mark's clear version, like, clear thing, that is exactly what it should taste like.
I like that there's a little bit of sweetness to it. You get some of the esters of the Belgian yeasts, but nothing. It really feels to kind of thread that middle. You don't get overly banana or bubblegum flavor. You don't get overly clove either.
No, you don't get a lot of clove. You don't get black pepper at all.
It kind of comes like straight down the middle of the pipe for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pear is, like, they mentioned pear, and of course, once you hear it, it's hard to not taste it. But I
don't really taste pear that much.
I think like right in the middle of my palate, I feel like, you know, right in between the two different ends of the spectrum of the Belgian yeast, I feel like I get a little bit of like a fruity pear situation.
Yeah, right, mid palate.
You know what? I would say it's this in the sense that, like, you can say pear because the pear flavor is so neutral and light that, like, it does have a light, crisp fruit flavor that, with the lack of a better term, I'll call it pear. You know? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
definitely makes sense.
I think it's really delicious. I think we might actually be having it a little too cold, but it's still. Are you warming it between your thighs now?
Maybe.
Okay. I don't know. I just saw both hands go down, and you kind of like tuck up a little bit, like you were doing something dirty.
I got a little shine in my eye.
Yeah. Yay! Well, you like that chill on the back of the sack there? Hey. I think it's really tasty.
Subject to all of the tip jars yesterday.
That's right. Oh God.
The
tip
blue,
jar. There's a dick joke in there.
Exactly.
Wait for it.
All at the Blue Point parking lot party, all of the tip jars had Post-it notes on them that said, what was it? Just
put the tip in
and see how it feels.
And see how it feels. Yeah.
Okay.
Put the tip in and see how it feels.
There you go. I can't argue with that.
That's a good one.
It's a good joke. I think it's a really great example of a Belgian triple. I think it's not overly sweet like some of them sometimes get, and I like it.
No, it's damn good.
Yeah, the dry, it's like, it's gonna sound really fucking gay. It's like exquisitely dry. Like, it's the dryness, like, really, like that's the best way I can describe
Somebody
it.
get that thesaurus.
Somebody get that man less beer because he couldn't say thesaurus.
You didn't really get it off.
I did too.
No.
Thesaurus.
There you go.
Oh, okay, sorry.
First
one wasn't good either?
No.
All right, I need less beer too. Hashtag episode 3. That sort of cracked my ass up when you put that in the last
Oh, yeah?
thing. I saw hashtag episode 3 and I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm sorry, I was shoveling some more pretzels in my face.
There was so many good like clips that I was able to stitch together at the last
Yeah, if you're not following us on Instagram, a lot of times apparently I don't always watch, but Mark is tagging things on there that happen after we turn off the mic. And
because the camera's still rolling.
Yeah, because the camera's still rolling. And
sometimes it's before.
Oh, it could be before or after.
Yeah.
But I had held in a perp that I didn't want to, destroy everyone's, car speakers with. And I took my headphones off and I let out this cavernous belch.
Yeah.
So
It was impressive.
you can
You should check that out.
you should tune into our Instagram for fucked up things like that. So, Mark, start us off with a rating on this. I'm curious because I know you like Belgians. I don't know how much you have an affinity for a triple. Being as this is such a good triple, I want to know.
Yeah, that's a really tough choice between a bomber and a growler for me. I'm gonna go growler on it because I like this a lot.
Look at all the head that's still left there.
I know.
Yeah,
Finish
the lacing is.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's just incredible how that is.
Your glass is almost opaque from one side.
For me, this is going to be a bomber. I want 2 glasses of this. I think that's going to hit the perfect spot. Actually, the little bottle that what is this?
It's just 375.
The 375 is like the perfect bottle for it. Like, I could down that and be really happy about it and not want to share with anybody.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be a growler for me.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page here. Like, it's a really great example. It's tasty and it doesn't over. I know last episode that we recorded, I actually said about the berry one that I wished it went one to more side of the spectrum or the other.
Yeah.
Like, this is the fastball right down the middle that I want. Like, it goes down the middle. I don't necessarily want it to go to either side of the spectrum more. I think this is a great example of just doing the best thing that you can with what you have right there.
Yeah.
This next one is called Jovial, and it's a double, which is another wonderful Belgian style that we all seem to enjoy.
Indeed.
Ooh, look at that head. Ooh.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
At some point early on, we tried to discuss this in a
Look at
academic
how much
fashion.
was there, and I did not pour it very hard.
In an academic fashion, but it's funny to me, and it becomes funnier as I learn about beer, that you have like a Trappist single, which is a light colored beer, and you have a Belgian double, which becomes dark, and then a triple that's light, and you have a quad that becomes dark, and I'm like, who the fuck did that? Like, I want to go back and smack that person. Like, stop it.
Listen, they were clearly drunk when they got to when they were naming these things. Don't blame them.
You know what's funny? Hopefully, someone will write in, or I'll look it up, and there'll be a perfectly reasonable reason why that happened.
I
But
feel like
I don't
at some
think so.
point Mark has explained that to us, why it's a reasonable reason why that happened.
If I have, I've drunk it out of my mind.
But
So we have this Jovial, another bottle condition one. It says alcohol is 7, the IBUs are 13, and it's supposed to serve it in a chalice, which we are currently doing. Originally
or would this
brewed.
be a tulip glass?
These are tulips, but
It's close.
it's close enough to a
Yeah.
chalice.
What's funny is they say chalice, but if you look at the little stupid icon they have, it looks
That's
like
a
a
tulip glass, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right.
Though I told you guys, I got a bunch of the Stella chalices for as a giveaway. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
someone gave me 4 of them. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
I was like, all right, I'll take those. Why not?
I love those. Originally brewed for Chris's wedding, we decided Jovial was just too good a union of dark, stone fruit character and evocative notes of toffee, chocolate, and molasses to make only once. You may kiss this beer.
Ha ha!
Oh,
Get it?
Yeah, wow. Just like knocking shit over the table.
It's a good thing you drank that.
Yeah.
And I'll say on the aroma is, again, you're kind of hitting that classic double aroma. You're not really getting. I don't get the fruit.
I get some like raisin or maybe prune.
Right, but I don't.
Not a lot, but again, these are also pretty cold.
Yeah, overall low aroma. But yeah, like you said, the temperature is definitely probably affecting it. Let that hang out for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a ton of foam on mine, so I think I get a little bit more aroma on it. But I like it. I love that smell of the double. I think that's. I'm not getting. Earlier in this session, we had the double from. Right? Wasn't it a double?
From where?
Well, wasn't one of the Blue Point beers a double?
No, that was a
Belgian
I think
strong.
a
Dark strong.
Okay, dark strong. Okay, so that one had that kind of like signature candy sugar smell to it,
Right.
and I feel like sometimes you get that in doubles, and I'm not picking that up in this one.
No.
Am I wrong to be thinking like I've definitely had doubles where that flavor and then aroma comes out?
No,
Yeah,
I think it is pretty classic.
Grimbergen double. Definitely
Yeah, that one's definitely
strong as far as that goes on the aroma.
Yeah.
The color-wise, we're looking at like a deep copper. You know,
I love this color.
Yeah, me too.
This color is
Birdie.
one of my favorite colors in beers. You know, it comes out. It's got the deep copper. It's almost the same color as the pretzels that we've been munching on.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Pretty
much just right in the ballpark, right?
But it's got those little amber highlights in there, those little red ruby highlights that really make a very pretty color.
Oh man, this tastes so good. It has a, like you said, raisin stone fruit, but that deep, like, you know, if you're a brewer, like that deep, like Maillard flavor.
Yeah. No, this is good. It doesn't go crazy with that sugar flavor.
No, it's actually fairly. I mean, it's still sweet, but like it's fairly dry for a double.
Oh, this is really nice. This the Maillard one that you talked about is really I think that's probably the most accurate flavor to it, but it's almost like a rich version of those stone fruit flavors.
Yeah.
As it comes off, a deep plum prune kind of flavor to it, which is really tasty.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this quite a bit. It's been a while since I've had a really good double.
The last really good double I can remember having is from St. James.
Yeah. St. James does make a really good double.
Badass Belgian beers.
I like this. The second and third sip start to provide more of those sugar elements, more of the sweetness elements. Maybe it's just building up on my tongue a little bit.
That's what I think too, yes.
But I'm not even angry.
No.
I'm not angry at all. Like it's kind of enjoyable to it. I definitely think it's too cold.
I agree.
This one we definitely should have heated up. Justin's going to tuck it back behind there and warm it up a little bit.
Put the last bottle between my thighs.
Yeah.
I'm going to love that even more now.
Excellent. That's going to be a special level of flavor in there. Somehow Mark's essence is going to be so strong it'll penetrate the glass.
Right.
I mean, you know what? I'll start the ratings off on this one. I think this one's going to be a bomber for me again. Like, I think they're really solid beers. I think I want two of them, and then I might want to move on to something else. But they're delicious and a fantastic example of style.
I'm going to go Growler again. I would like a little bit more, like, dark, fruity character out of it, but I still really enjoy it and could easily drink my way through a Growler.
Yeah. I just before you give yours, I just want to piggyback on Mark there and say, like, I agree that you could have more of those stone fruit flavors in there, and I still think it would be like spot on. Like I think you can go more in that direction, and I don't think it would I don't think it's less because it doesn't have those, but adding those, I think it would still be a good thing. Like,
that's really just my personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would prefer to have a little bit more of that character in the beer, but I would still drink a Growler of it the way it is.
I would prefer to have if it had more of that, I would be happier than if it had more of the candy sugar in it. Like,
I actually think that if it warms up, we're going to get a lot more stone fruit out of it because it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
Being as cold as it is,
How cold is it?
So cold.
Colder
than my wife's hot. No, I'm joking.
Tasting it now, tasting it like this cold and getting a little bit of it, I'm sure it would just, start moving off the charts once it got warmer. I'm also going to make it a Growler. I like triples. I'm a triple guy more than I am a double guy. And I like quads even more than that, which is weird, I guess. But I still think that this is a ridiculously drinkable beer. And another example of a darker colored beer that most lighter colored beer drinkers would probably be able to get behind a little bit.
I will say, as a little self-reflection here.
Mark just opened a Christmas present, basically.
As kind of like a little self-reflection on me, I've always thought of myself as like, hey, I really like quads and stuff, and I have to admit that over the years, I think I've just been trying to pass myself off as a guy that really likes quads.
Interesting.
Because I feel like more often than not, I run up against some of these, and I'm just like, that's way too boozy, and that's way too this, and I'm just like, I think I may have, like, early on in my craft beer adventures, like, come across a couple that I either was, like, drunk enough that I didn't give a shit, or just ran into a few that I really enjoyed. And since then, I consistently feel like I'm disappointed by quads, and I don't enjoy them as much as I proclaim to enjoy them. So I'm deciding that for my resolution, I'm stepping back and I'm going, you know what? Quads are okay, but doubles are more my speed.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll give you 2 quads that'll probably change your mind.
That's awesome.
There's
I love that.
Salto More. That's a quad, right? From Mustache.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
From where?
Then, from Mustache.
Okay.
And then there's the quadruple rainbow.
I've had quadruple rainbow,
That's
and that is one of and that's one of the outliers that like I've been like, man, I really do love
that
this
one
beer.
was like mind bending.
Yeah, I really do love that beer. I'm gonna pass this. I'm still trying to warm up
too.
this double a little
Speaking
bit.
of Dubco, do any of you guys still have a bottle of Rhino?
Yeah, I got 3.
I do not have any of the Rhino. I still have the
They
one.
made more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But like the original batch.
Yeah, I have 2. I have 2.
Because that's like a year and a half old now.
I have 2. I bought 3, and I have 2.
I still have one tall boy can from when we went and did the episode there. I'm trying to remember which one that was.
Oh, that's got to be Dominic.
No. It
No.
wasn't the white.
No.
Oh, the Goza?
No, the Goza I made the pulled pork for the last get together that we made. For Christmas Eve tacos, I used the last Goza.
I don't remember what it was. It wasn't the quads. That's only in 22.
I will have to look it up and see what it is, but I love all their beers, man.
Yeah.
Me too.
That
was a fun interview. Anybody who hasn't heard that should go back and listen.
Yeah, go back and
we
listen
had a great
to our chat with
conversation with Brad. That was fun. This last one is what? Dear Peter. It's a wild fruit ale fermented with nectarines, bottled in 2017. So it's been hanging out for a little while. And this one's at 6% ABV. It's an amber color, part of their Splinter series. They used French, Hungarian, and Italian oak. They added nectarines, and it has all the fermentation stuff of lacto, pedio, and Brett in there.
Yeah, when I popped the cork and I caught a whiff of it, that's why I was like, oh yeah.
That was the face of opening Christmas present that I mentioned.
And the glass that they serve, the glass picture that they have here looks like it should be the cup of Christ. That should be served.
Surely this is the cup of Christ.
You have chosen poorly.
Yeah. And we heard about the nectarines that were bruised in a hailstorm. Well, what won't work for a roadside stand will be aces for brewing. We're picturing a bracing sour with a sweet, overripe nose, Brett for funk, lacto for pucker, and a spell on oak to bring it all home. These nectarines, we'll take them all.
And pedio because it sounds cool.
You know? So, yeah, interesting with that. Mark, Justin, I'm going to pass it off to you while I finish up this the last of the double here.
And I'll be honest, as the double warmed up, I didn't get as because it definitely warmed up considerably. I didn't get as much increase in the smoke as I thought I would
you
get.
expected.
Yeah.
It's still good, and
Yeah,
it's still
awesome.
really enjoyable as it warms up. It's actually easier to drink because it's not ice cold. But yeah, I'm really appreciative of it.
As far as the Dear Peter goes, like I don't get a lot of funk on the nose. I think the Brett is really just reinforcing the stone
You all right
character
there? You
from
need
the
a minute?
nectarines.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope aroma, right?
If there were any beer that I was going to put under the table for nefarious purposes, this would be it.
Or
Oh shit.
nefarious
Put the
purposes.
tip in, see how it feels.
Oh, I kind of want to. I don't think it would burn my pee hole so much I might do it.
I just want to clean out a little bit before I go after this one.
Oh man, this is another one. This is kind of like the dark mild from Brickhouse. I don't want to drink it.
You just want to huff it.
Yeah, I'm smelling it and I'm enjoying that so much that I just feel like that's all I have to do.
It's a really nice sort of like medium copper color with a little bit of ruby highlight.
A little bit lighter than the
Yeah.
double.
I got the last pour out of this one, so this one's a little cloudy on my end. But yeah, it's a nice color. But I
You really get the nectarine on the aroma.
that smell is really impressive.
Sick.
That is a really, really impressive aroma.
It is a delicious aroma.
I know nectarines are not apricots, but they're kind of close,
They're in the family.
you know? And
oh
it
my
really,
god, this is awesome.
if you ever get like I don't know about you guys, but I love dried fruit. And like dried apricots are one of those things that I will eat way too many of and then shit my pants all over the place. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
I hate dried apricots. I can't
I
stand them.
love dried
I don't like
Dried
apricots
apricots
at all.
and brie.
Now, paired with something, I would 100% try them. but apricots in general,
No.
especially just by themselves, I cannot stand them.
No, I never eat dried apricots by themselves. It's always with cheese.
Dried apricots dipped in a little dark chocolate are fucking off the hook.
Again, paired with something like that, I'm in. My father could literally eat dried apricots all day, every day, and then for sure shit his pants. Like I know he can do that.
Absolutely. No, dried apricots with cheese is great. Like with a blue cheese is great too.
Oh yeah, like
dried apricots with
dried
chocolate,
apricots is
delicious.
like one of those dried fruits that I generally have when we're doing like the cheese meal.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, piece of bread, smear some cheese on there, mash a dried apricot on top of it, and then like maybe a little honey on top or something like that, and then
I'm in.
right in the mouth.
Oh, I'm so in on that. But the smell, what I'm getting at there is the aroma of that. Smells like when you open up that bag of apricots, like that intense dried fruit aroma is really there.
It doesn't go away either.
That's what I mean.
delicious.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like the Brett, I think, is really just reinforcing that.
Mm.
It's
that.
really not funky.
No, it doesn't.
There's no hay, there's no horse blanket, there's no burnt tire.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't go that far. I think that the Brett gives it a really good backbone and supports the fruitiness in addition to the tartness from the lacto.
I will say on the Brett, on the aroma, as I keep going in there, you almost get a little bit of kind of cheesy aroma.
Oh, definitely. But I think
that I think is where you get that. Not like are you getting that, Mark?
Yeah. Now that you say it, I kind of
it ties so well with the fruit that they almost meld together.
Yeah, it's a great aroma with it, but it's almost like a little bit of that cheesy kind of smell that not brie, but almost like a blue cheese.
Yeah, like
a
Roquefort or
Roquefort,
something.
yeah.
God, this is like.
It's really pleasing. I haven't even gotten to sip it yet, but I've just been going back to the smell because it is delicious smelling.
It's a really good one.
It's got a make sure I use the right word here.
That's tart.
Yeah.
Way more tart than I was expecting.
It has an acidic quality to it. Not so. Actually, to me, is not so much lactic sourness. What's the other one? I always fuck this up. Acetic. Yeah. It has that quality to it. Like just a hint, enough of it to be really pleasing.
Yeah.
Like it's right on the right spot. And also, I still taste a little bit of the nectarine, which is probably only adding the acid.
Yeah, I think it complements the fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has. It's more to the balsamic side of acid.
Right.
Not that it tastes like balsamic vinegar, but it's more of the balsamic side of acid than it would be to the lactic side of acid.
Right, like the Lichtenhainer, the tartness there is coming from that lacticness, and it's a sharper acid. In this case, it's vinegar.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely more on the vinegar side of it, and I
It
was
is,
not
but
expecting
still-
it.
It's still
yeah.
No.
delicious.
I just took a sip and I was just surprised by it. I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that, and it's really tasty.
Yeah, it's in a good way, which for those people who haven't had a beer like this, it sounds super weird, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If you were like, yeah, you know what I really want? I want a beer that's like kind of like balsamic vinegar. I'd be like, all right, you're a fucking crazy person. But now that I know, I know.
You know what? No, I will say that, and as always is my want to pair it with food, is serve this beer with fruit and with the fruit and cheese platter.
Oh yeah,
That's my god.
Some purple grapes and some manchego cheese.
Fucking A, yeah. I'd love to. I would love that if I'm doing a 3-course meal where I did like a cheese course and then an entree and then dessert. Like I would put this beer with the cheese course and say, hey, you know what? We're gonna have this out here, and I think you would really enjoy it. And I think our boys up at Say Cheese would agree with us.
Yes, I would agree.
This is really, really tasty.
Now here comes the dicey part. Rating wise, obviously given our fucked up rating system, that I know we're 2 beers into the episode already, but while you guys are thinking about it, I realize that it's probably been like 50 episodes since we've explained out what we're rating systems.
It's towards the start of the new year, so we shouldn't do it anymore.
We might as well. So we have the taster, which is essentially 1 star if we're going by star rating.
Untapped.
Not the same.
It's not the same. They're not. It's how much we would really like to be able to drink in one sitting. Sometimes we go a little off script on that, but that's the general idea of our rating system. It's meant to be sort of silly, and it's definitely very, to our personal preference. So we have a taster.
Come at me, bro.
We have, yes, I would love for you to disagree with us and start a fight with us in a parking lot. That's my new request for the new year.
I was mostly referring to social media, but
Okay, cool.
Yeah, how about Twitter flame?
All right,
flame
so
is more better.
as far as I'm concerned, you should definitely have a fight with Mark in the parking lot. We have a pint. Then we have a
Come at you
bomber.
with my dress-up knife.
then we have a growler, and then we have a keg. Very, very few things get kegs. In this session, we had a beer that almost got 3 kegs, but Mark fucked that whole thing up.
No hat trick.
No hat trick there. So that's the general idea of our silly rating system. For anybody who's been confused as to why we were like calling it things.
Yeah. But I will say you're right, because this beer is one of those beers that throws a complete wrench in our system. That is the example of why it doesn't work, because as outstanding as this beer is, I don't think any of us can go and say, we're going to drink a growler of it.
No, this is
Because-
a growler for me.
Because what?
This is a growler for me.
Yeah, I forgot, because you
Yeah.
actually like to drink balsamic vinegar.
I was just going to say, that's why I said no. I was going to say, because it's also a growler for me.
Really?
Yeah. This
Wow.
is, I
I
have
am
to say,
surprised
I mean,
at
all hyperbole and kidding aside, because I'm very good at hyperbole. This is one of the best.
No, you're the fucking worst at hyperbole.
This is one of the best. This is one of the best examples of a sour
It's
beer.
a gif of Charles
And
Barkley touching his dimple.
Charles Barley. Who's Charles Barley?
I corrected myself.
I know, but now Charles Barley is like the spirit of like some kind of fear god. Sorry.
Trying to have a real moment.
That's what we're here for, to fuck your moments.
It's true. Wow.
Right in the eye.
It's got really aggressive.
Whatever hole's open, you know?
Hashtag episode 3. So this is one of the best examples of a sour that is insanely complex but awesome. Like you can have a whole bunch of flavors that clash, combine together, and something can be complex, but they don't all work well together. This is a flawless beer, and if it were humanly possible to drink it all the time and to not essentially have your tongue set itself on fire, I would. But I could definitely do a growler of this. This is my kind of lawnmower beer, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Even though it's not even remotely a lawnmower beer in any way, shape, or form.
No chance.
But I would like to, if I were mowing my lawn, I can mow my lawn all day drinking this.
No.
I don't want to mow my lawn ever.
No, you don't. So, I mean, Mark mentioned that it would be a growler for him, and Justin said how it would be a growler for him. For me, there's no chance. As much as I love this beer, there's absolutely no chance that I could drink that much of it. The flavor is just too intense. There's so much going on in there that my taste buds are just overwhelmed and just yo, bro, you got to step back and chill out. Because that's how my taste buds sound.
No, look.
And
I get it. Like, you're probably more like the normal person, whereas I'm like...
First time that's ever been said. First time that's ever been said.
You're more the normal person?
I'm like a normal person.
No, we didn't say that, because you're not.
No,
we said you are more like the normal person.
I'll take it.
You're closer to a normal person than we are, which is not saying much.
That's true. I think for me, this would be the pint, in that just I would just be so overwhelmed by the end of the pint of it that I have to take a break. I need to move on to something else to kind of wash off my taste buds, to give them a breather, to let them relax a little bit, and maybe go to a nice clean pills, something to relax, and then maybe come back to it later.
Yeah, no,
but I need the breathe. I would need to take a break.
I can totally appreciate that, but for me, this is the kind of beer that I'm I'm gonna try that one, and I'm yeah, this is all I'm drinking for the rest of the night.
I have been there with you when you've done that, so I get you on that.
This is relatively sessionable.
Yeah.
It's at 6%.
That's
relatively
it's
speaking.
not insane, but I mean, I think for me, as I mentioned earlier, to have this as part of the meal and be moving on to something else would work really well for me, because I would need to be able to move past this. At the same point, if you said, hey, we're going to drink this and we're going to have a tapas style meal where we're just having a lot of small plates and it's going to be going with it, I could do that too. I'd be perfectly happy with that. So it's a pint for me, but again, as we mentioned, no way a quality thing. All about just the amount of volume that I could handle, but I couldn't be able to handle much more than that.
Yeah.
Really impressive flavor.
I really wish this was one of those times where it was a 750. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we'll have a 750 or a 22. And, we like it, but we just did 3 episodes. We can't polish off every single bottle. Yeah. This would be one of those ones where I'd be hey Mark, I'm just gonna creep on down here downstairs and fall asleep because I want to finish the beer.
And
Your bed's over there.
My bed is over there. And I'd like to thank you for installing the camera after I moved out.
Yeah, that's what you think it was after he moved out. He just put the housing on it after he moved out.
Right. Well, I don't know.
This reminds me of our session. This beer reminds me of our session with Brian.
Yeah.
Like the kind of beers that we were drinking there.
This is that quality.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure he would get a huge kick out of this beer.
He would be all
he
about
would be
this.
all on this beer. Brian, if you listen to the episode and you've had this beer, we'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
He didn't have to chase some dirty college kid around Belgium for like 6 days, so I don't think he has this one.
He probably has 12 of them in his basement,
But
but,
doesn't
he hasn't
know.
drunk any of them yet.
But you know what? At
He
the
just
same
showed up.
point, this one's from 2017, so it's been hanging out for a year already,
Yeah.
which I think might be a good spot for it. Like it doesn't necessarily. I don't know. I'd love to be able to try it again next year and say, hey, how's it taste after 2 years?
How good that is, I would like. That's one of those ones. If I did have like a bunch of them, I would be drinking them pretty quick after this. Not because I think they would necessarily get bad. It's
But
just
you
they're so
really
fucking good
like
right
their-
now that I would be scared. I would be scared that they would lose.
if you load it up on bottles.
Yeah.
You would hate to waste it and be like,
For
oh
the-
man, I missed
Yeah,
that
for them
spot.
to go past peak.
Right. I feel like we hit this one in the right spot. So you know what? It's a good thing we waited 4 months
Yeah,
or whatever we did.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I really, really like it. I really do.
Yeah, it's awesome. I
It's not so far on the acetic side that it's turning me off, but it's really delicious.
Yeah, I agree.
These have been great finds. So, Greg, thank you so much for finding us these fantastic beers. I'm now a little bummed that we waited for it, but I'm happy that it made that this one was in the right spot. I'm willing to do it.
Yes.
I would wait 4 months to drink beer you gave me again.
Yeah,
So if you want to give us more and you want us to wait another 4 months to drink it, I will do that.
there's
Yes.
room in the fridge.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna work out Greg coming on the podcast with some of his fantastic homebrew,
I would love to do that.
and we'll get him on here to talk about it.
Well, explain, the intricacies of London Brown Ale to us.
Yes.
I would like to have either of the Kelley brothers. They would both be entertaining. Yes.
Yes. We
I
had
think Chris is
yeah.
far too busy coaching lacrosse.
we had Chris on though when we went to cover the chop competition way back in the day. Yeah, Chris came on for a little
That's
bit.
true.
Yeah.
Lacrosse. Never understood it. Run around with a stick and ball. A dog does the same thing.
It's hockey.
In the sky. Sky.
No, it's Quidditch.
No. They hold it up in the air.
Ah, yeah.
But yes, you're right.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna close out this recording session, and
If you guys have had any of these, please let us know. Or if you have a different Troegs beer that you really enjoy, let us know about that too. We'd love to hear about it.
and if for some weird reason you'd like to send us beer, even if you are a home brewer,
Yeah.
let us know. We'll make it worth your while.
We would love to try more homebrews.
Beertastic Voyage at gmail.com.
Exactly. Listen to Amy. She'll tell you all the different ways to contact us. It's coming up next.
Yeah,
Mhm.
don't skip the outro. Like,
Yeah.
there's important information in there.
Mark's wife will be upset if you skip the outro, and I would say she would cry, but no, more likely she'll come to your house and stab you.
That's more like. She gets scared when she's angry.
Sure does.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed Beertastic Voyage, please be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to review and rate us. The guys can be found online at www.beertasticvoyage.com, on Facebook at www.facebook.com/beertasticvoyage, and Twitter and Instagram at Beertastic Show, or send them a good old-fashioned email at beertasticvoyage@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers for local beers.